My name is Cassy Summers. Welcome to the Curious Universe podcast. You know that sensation, that synthetic feel. And it can show up in so many ways. And that, my friend, is what I want to talk about today. That synthetic power, that synthetic happiness, that synthetic sensation that can creep in and trick you into believing that it's true. Now, let's start with synthetic power. It can be your own power, but it can also be someone's power over you. It's not real and true, it's fake, but it has a different vibration to it. And if you can get clear on when something has that synthetic undertone, it won't be able to control you ever again. Let's explore. Let's get curious about that sensation, that awareness, when something is real and true, when something's synthetic. So, power over someone is a great example, actually. When you have power over someone, you can have a sensation of feeling powerful. That's the synthetic sensation. It is not real. It is not true. But at the time, it might feel so powerful. It might have that feeling, that artificial intensity of, I have so much power because I have power over someone or power over something. So get a time in your life where maybe you've experienced that. Maybe you were, a kid and you had power over someone. Maybe you bullied your sibling or someone at school, or maybe you realized at a really young age that you had a lot of power over your parents through manipulation, through crying, through demand. Okay, get a sense of that. Maybe you've used anger to have power over someone. You used force to get people to do what you want them to do. And that sensation of being powerful. Okay. Now get the sense of a time in your life where maybe no one else was involved but you. You just accomplished a big target you had. Maybe you birthed a new creation into the world. It could have been a piece of art or a book, or maybe you actually gave physical birth to a child and you had this sense of infinite possibilities. You had this sense that you could truly choose anything, that you could create anything. You had this sense of being empowered and infinite energy, the power of energy available to you. Now, can you sense the difference between those two moments? Can you get clear on the difference of those vibrations? Now, when I tap in the first one, the power over, there's this, the best way I can describe it is an artificial intensity with it. artificial, synthetic. It's made up. It's invented. When I'm intensely joyful or intensely orgasmic or intensely happy or intensely anything from a space of being, that artificial intensity, that invention energy is never there. Now, to only feel powerful when you have power over others creates an invention, because do you ever truly have power over anyone? Or do they give their power to you? Does anyone ever have power over you? Or do you give your power over to them? So there's this artificial intensity, this synthetic vibration. Now so we looked at power, let's look at happiness. Truly that space of just being happy, that space of joy in your life. Now you see people where they have almost a sense of manic energy in their happiness and their joy. There's approving energy because it is invented, it is artificial. And to prove something that is artificial as real and true, you have to create a lot of intensity. You actually have to use a lot more energy to prove something, an invention, as real and true, than it is to just acknowledge what's real and true. Like how powerful you truly are. Now let's bring it to artificial beauty. Now, I'm not in any judgment of anyone that chooses to use corrective surgery. That's what they call it, right? Maybe they desire implants of some sort, or any kind of surgery that they would like. It's not about judging. It's not about making anyone wrong. Someone could even not have any kind of plastic surgery of any sort and still have a sense of artificial beauty, where they're using judgment, they're using separation, they're using intensity and proving of beauty rather than being the intensity of beauty they are. There's that synthetic sense to it. Now, I've seen gorgeous women that have, gone the path of implants or Botox or whatever, and they're truly beautiful without the sense of artificial. And there's women that have never done that have a sense of artificial beauty. There's always that sense of proving. There's always that massive sense of judgment and a invented intensity going on. Now, what's so valuable about exploring this together is that getting clear on where you have this synthetic vibration in your life, those are the places where you most likely have decided that you have something right, and you're not looking to expand that area, to grow that area, to allow that area of your life to to go in with curiosity as to what is even greater than this. Because even the most powerful person, I'm talking true power, not power over, nothing with proving, but I mean a willingness to have infinite energy, the power to be empowered, to be in choice, to create their life, can always expand, can always become greater. So what about synthetic comfort? This is a conversation that shows up a lot with participants that take classes with me. It's that it's uncomfortable to change too fast or too much or at all. And to create comfort, because that's almost a need in some people's world, is to have comfort. So to create that comfort, they invent things like a predictable future. So if they can know what, if I choose this, then I know exactly what's going to occur. Now I can feel comfortable with this choice. So that I'll be willing to choose it. Well, that's all inventions. That's all a bunch of artificial crap. Because you don't truly know what's going to show up when you walk through a door until you walk through the door. So you create a false sense of comfort, or you create a sense of comfort keeping things the way that they are. I'm just comfortable where I am. I'm comfortable with my job. I'm comfortable in my life. I'm comfortable in my relationship. I don't want to disrupt that comfort. Maybe you worked hard to achieve that comfort. Maybe you had a very uncomfortable life and you worked hard to create this comfort around you. Is it actually comfortable? Never changing. Truth. Is it actually comfortable for you to have things remain the same, to just maintain them, to keep them still and never expanding or moving forward? Or did you make that artificially comfortable for you? What synthetic comfort have you instituted into your life that you're afraid to give up? Some people find comfort in unawareness. They want to be oblivious, right? They want to be blissfully happy. And to do that, instead of choosing happiness, they have the idea that they need to be unaware of all of the things they've decided would create unhappiness in their life. And that's comfortable for them. Is it truly comfortable to cut off part of your being? Because to not receive awareness requires you to not receive you, aspects of you, and to cut off aspects of your being and your knowing and your perceiving. Is that comfortable? When you're with someone and you have to walk on eggshells and you can't be you, and you know that you have to watch everything you say, watch everything you do, are you comfortable? I'm going to guess you're saying no. But we create this synthetic comfort in our lives by not disrupting what's already there. Don't change too fast. Don't do anything unpredictable. Don't upset the apple cart. You bought that as comfortable, didn't you? Maybe not in all areas of your life, but maybe in some. Look at the areas of your life that are truly comfortable. Maybe it's with your finances. I'm comfortable, I make enough money. I have my, my bills are covered. I have a good life and I have a little bit more for fun. Maybe it's in your relationship. My relationship's comfortable. I just know they're always going to be there. Maybe you're comfortable in your appearance, with your business. Are you truly comfortable? Or is there a synthetic, an artificial, an invented comfort that you have hooked into. And it feeds you. It almost has that like a drug sensation, right? So if, for example, if you've ever taken pain medication for anything, is your body actually still experiencing everything it's experiencing, but you are not experiencing the pain anymore because the synthetic drug has come in and dampened the sensation in whatever that area it is. So are you truly out of pain? Or are you artificially out of pain? What are you using? What synthetic pain reducer have you been using that is not truly getting you out of pain, isn't truly healing the symptom? Whew, yeah. Now, it could be pain, it could be physical pain, but it could also be emotional pain, it could be financial pain, it could be mental pain. I used to watch massive amounts of television to numb the emotional and mental pain that I had going on. It was the only way that I could kind of get through. It was like this addictive behavior that I had that would give me a sense of relief. It gave me relief from my life, but it never healed what was going on. But I had that sense of comfort in the relief. How much comfort, artificial comfort, do you have in the relief of the pain, the suffering, the trauma going on in your life or in the world around you? And I'm not saying you have to give all this up. You don't have to give anything up. You have total choice. But you might notice some areas that you want to change this. You could pick one area, or two, or start slow, or change it all. But what if you got more curious with yourself? Eating is another one. Some people find great comfort in food. I mean, we talk about comfort food, right? So when something's going on and you are seeking comfort, are you seeking an artificial sense that everything is okay when you've already decided that everything is not okay? And it's okay to choose that, but there's also other choices available. You could get present with the thing that's not okay. You could get aggressively present with it. And I don't mean aggressive from force and you're going to attack it, but I mean really aggressive in the melting of all these systems that we put in place to take us out of presence. Because here's the thing, the moment you become present with something, it actually starts to change. It is in our lack of presence with something that it does not heal, it does not change, it does not become greater. And so that addiction to the comfort, the avoidance, that synthetic, that artificial vibration keeps us from changing that which is not okay, that's not working for you, that's undesirable. So where are you choosing synthetic comfort, synthetic power, synthetic choice, synthetic friends over what's real and true for you? growing up, I had an interesting father. And at a certain point in my life, I realized that he actually wasn't a father for me. So I stopped looking at him that way. I started to realize that he was a man, and I started to call him in my own world by his name. He was someone that I knew growing up, and it actually didn't contribute to me to have a relationship with him anymore. And I remember my younger sister and having this conversation with her, and she was sharing all these cruel, cruel things he was doing. And I asked her, why do you still go there? Why do you have him in your life? And she said, I would rather have a shitty dad than no dad at all. And I realized a lot of us would rather have an artificial someone or something, an idea, than not have it at all. How many of you have stayed in a relationship because, well, at least you have one rather than no relationship at all? Or stayed in a job, or held on to a belief about yourself, a definition of yourself, because, well, it's better than having no idea who you are. I would rather have no idea who I am. I would rather have no father, no friend. I would rather have no business than an artificial business. I would rather have no dreams than false dreams. But that might just be me. I knew that it would create no joy in my life to have people in it that weren't actually there to contribute to it. So he wasn't a father because he just wasn't a father. And when I could make peace with that, I had peace in my life. It would have been more comfortable to hold on to the ideal and the idea of it. And I did that for a very long time. But I had more peace in my world when I acknowledged what was actually true and let go of the fake, false, artificial idea of father. And that goes with comfort too. That TV watching. And I'm not saying don't watch anything. I'm not judging you. I still love a good movie. Although I did completely cut out all movies, television, and music for like a good 1.5 to 2 years of my life to kind of detox from everything. I can be extreme. I'm not saying that's for everyone. But once I was able to detox from this false comfort that I was addicted to, I was so addicted to it because, like I had said, it created relief from the pain. But when I learned the tools to heal, to change, to transform myself, to truly allow anything to become greater, allow anything to completely transform as if by magic, then what was a more desirable thing to me was the change. And what true comfort for me, not that artificial comfort of cutting off myself, cutting off my awareness, cutting off the pain where it was still there, dull in the background. But true comfort for me became those moments when I would expand into more being, when I would expand into more capacity, when I would expand into more of the magic that I am, that's what true comfort is for me. It's not when I stop moving, not like physically, but with consciousness, with the motion of energy. When I stop and force everything into stillness, that's not comfortable for me. Energy isn't still. That doesn't mean that it can't be peaceful, because it can be oh so peaceful when you relax into the uncomfortable. And when you relax, you actually receive more. And when you receive more, you perceive more. You become more aware. And in that, things will start to change immediately. You cannot put your attention on something and not have it start to change, which is why so many of us don't want to know. We want to avoid. We want to have these artificial intensities in our lives to keep us from putting our attention on things. And you got to ask yourself, what's the value of that? Are you afraid of change? Are you afraid of that unpredictable life? Are you afraid of what it would mean to know too much? And is that fear even real, or is that synthetic too? When you're fearful, are you actually excited? Or have you bought into some synthetic sensation of fear that keeps you going for that next hit of comfort? It could be from drinking. It could be from drugs, recreational or otherwise. What is that for you? Coming off any kind of synthetic activity in your life might have a sense of discomfort. There might be this, as you would see from a drug addict, this like, oh, I have to reach for it. I actually used to be a smoker, like a really heavy smoker. And there's this like, oh, this like feeling like you're going to come undone. Your body might die if you don't reach for it. Now, it might not be that intense for you, and it might be that intense for you. When you start to become more aware, you might have sensations of anxiety, which is that is your pull to get that hit of comfort. It's your pull to get that drug, whatever it is. It can be, I need to go home where I can control everything. I need to have a glass of wine to calm down. I need my anti-anxiety medication. However that shows up for you. You can choose anything. If you were to relax in those moments, okay, you have this like, this urge to just turn off the lights. Maybe you're like, I'm just going to go to sleep. I just need to black everything out. I just need, okay, acknowledge in that moment that you're stepping out of something synthetic, that you're coming off something. And then you can ask the question, what would it take to have ease with this? How much could I relax into this new space? For me, it's going for a walk in nature. And sometimes I'll even be in nature for like 10 minutes before I'm even present. I'm like, oh, there's all this like energy, and I can feel the pull of whatever that addiction is. It's almost as though it will talk to me, because we've built this relationship, me and this addiction, me and this synthetic sensation of whatever it is, comfort, happiness, pleasure, love. Come on, come on, come on. You need me, you need me, you need me. And I'm feeling it. But what I know is when I'm in the space of nature, especially like the deeper you can go and away from people, my vibration will alter to an acoustic vibration, because that's what the earth is. It's acoustic. And so when your wavelength is like this, and it's vibrating to almost come into this smooth wave. It's more in this this particulate energy, particulate wavelengths, and it's going to move into the acoustic. It's trying to hold on to, you're trying to hold on to this comfort because you don't know, because you cannot predict, because you have to actually let go of control to allow your vibration to move into this acoustic space of being. So I choose things that have that relaxation and that acoustic space of being. So it might be taking a bath. It might be walking in nature. It might be turning on some class or call that you love that really works for you. It could be getting an energetic treatment. I love to get my bars run, which is an access consciousness body process. And if you can be present with it, no matter how uncomfortable it is, the discomfort melts. That synthetic comfortability that you had will disappear, but the need for it will also disappear. If you're willing to just be with it, be with it. Be with it just a little bit longer, just a little bit longer. And when you're like, I cannot take even a second more, when you're at that point, it is that second more when you are going to expand into something greater. So whatever you require, maybe it's playing this podcast. Choose for one more second to be present with it. Just one more second. You can do it. You really can. And something's going to melt or pop or shift open. And I have to tell you, beyond the synthetic, beyond this artificial intensity, this artificial sense of happiness or joy or comfort or power or whatever that is, when you go beyond that into that true space of being, it is more glorious than any synthetic treatment. It is a greater sense of comfortability than any sense of comfort you've ever had from a synthetic source. We go back to the body. Imagine you had to take medication to be out of pain every day. And then one day you woke up and you didn't have to take medication, but the pain was actually completely gone. It's kind of like where if there's no background noise, your body will start to tune it out, and you won't even notice it's there until it turns off and you're like, oh, it's quiet. That's what's possible. To go there, to have that, does require you to give up those synthetic sources, those inventions of friendship, comfort, relationship, definitions of you, the image of you, whatever it is that you have committed to, that you've relied on, that you might have addictions to. And if this terrifies you, maybe just listen to this again when you're ready. Or maybe choose a small one. Maybe it's, you know what? I, right before bed, love to overeat. My body's not hungry, and I love to eat a whole bunch of food because it cuts off my awareness. And maybe I'm not going to do that. Maybe just one night, I won't do that. And see what shows up. See what shows up and ask for ease. You can ask the universe to contribute. This is really intense, universe. Will you contribute ease to me with this? I'd really like to change this. Invite your body to contribute. Body, can you contribute some ease to this? I would really like to change this. Relax. No matter how stressful it seems, relax. Relax your body, like the muscles. Relax everything in your body, your systems. But also, it's going to sound weird, relax your being. Yeah. And in that relaxation, you might sense that acoustic vibrations start to show up. The acoustical vibration of being. Maybe make a list of the things that give you that sense of peace and relaxation, and have a few of them. If you're choosing beyond some addiction, some synthetic addiction that you have that list, and you might have to try different things at different times. But if you have that list, you don't have to come up with something in the moment. You could be like, okay, go for a nature walk. I don't have time for that. Go for a bath. I could probably have a 5-minute bath. Do some breathing, do some meditation, put on some music. Oh, I could just dance for 5 minutes. Okay, I'm going to crank the music up. I'm going to move my body and I'm going to dance it out. What is truly available for you when you're living a life beyond the synthetic happiness, the synthetic comfortability, the synthetic joy, the synthetic being. Some of us have a completely artificial sense of who we are, and we present it to the world as though it's real and true, and we buy it ourselves. If you have a synthetic sense of power, then you'll never actually truly be the power and potency that you are. Thank you for exploring this topic with me. I hope it contributed to you. I would love to hear about your experience with this, and please share this with anyone that you get it would contribute to. See you on the next podcast. Thank you for exploring the curious universe with me. Your curiosity matters. And what if together we could create a greater, more curious world?